This just confirmed what we all feared. These players' performances on both teams have had major implications for both teams, and fans are divided on how to feel. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest with your host, Andrew. We have some, obviously, things to talk about, but some juicy news, let's put it that way. Before we get into it, don't stick around for the end of the video because we do have some post-game fan reactions where I get you guys, the fans, involved. Post on Twitter, post on a subreddit. Maybe you'll be featured on the channel. And as always, please, subscribe. Okay, let's just do our quick AJ Cassaville recap. Then we'll go into our today's lineup. Nats 10, Padres 6. CJ Abrams and James Wood combined to go for 6 for 10. Wood, in his first game at Petco Park, hit a 3-run home run to break the game open. The Padres thought both would be stars when they traded them. Still gotta sting. We'll cover that in a little bit, but I didn't make today's lineup. Today's lineup, I do want to talk about this. Bad day or bad luck? We'll talk about that in just a second. And is pitching a concern right now? And then today you saw Tatis is suing a big company. And we'll cover it. I didn't know if it was worthy of its own video, but we'll cover it for today. So, today was certainly a day, like I love saying. It wasn't a horrible day. Like, obviously, we've had worse. But it wasn't great. I will say this. When I said bad luck or bad game or bad luck, I swear to God, there was like 10 hits that made it just out of the, just into the, or like just barely out of the warning track. And I swear Tatis could have had like 3 home runs today. And I think, was it Merrill who got robbed? No, it was, I already forgot. But they caught it right at the wall. And I don't know if it would have been a home run, but it was just close enough that it could have been a home run. I swear the game could have been like 10-10, and we could have been in extras. The amount of almost out of here balls, which is annoying because the Nationals apparently don't have a power problem because they hit like what? I guess we can look at the box score real quick. They had, let's see, 1, 2, just 2 home runs. But still, we had 3 home runs. I guess my point didn't really stand that well, did it? But my point kind of is that there's a lot of warning track flyouts today. And the Padres themselves, while they didn't look great offensively, there was a lot of hard hit balls and a lot of good balls hit into play. Or it could have been hit into play. I mean, but it wasn't a horrible performance. I mean, Bogaerts had his first not great day in a while, but that's fine. I mean, Tatis, again, could have had 3 home runs today. Merrill is looking good. Machado with the home run, obviously. Arraez has consistently had 1 hit every game for a while now. But obviously, once again, like I always say, his average should not be 279. It should be at least hovering around 300. And then Gavin Sheets has looked really good recently, obviously. I mean, Jose Iglesias, I'm glad he's getting starts. Jake Cronenworth has looked sneaky good at some points, but sometimes really bad. And then our catcher is our catcher. But, yeah, offensively, I'm not, like, stressed. Because it's 1 game. You know, I mean, we lost the first game of the Royals series, and then we won the next 2. So, obviously, we can't just sweep everybody. So, I think as long as we're winning the next 2 games, and yes, we got to face Mackenzie Gore, who's a good pitcher, I think as long as we win this series, we'll be okay. I mean, the Dodgers lost a game to the Nationals, and no one's calling the Dodgers awful. But, you know, like I said last video, the Nationals are a good team. Even if their record doesn't reflect it, the Nationals are a good team. In some places, obviously. Not the entire team, of course. But pitching-wise, and I guess it goes into my next point about is pitching a concern right now. So, I guess we can come back to that real quick. So many weird takes on this sub, blaming everything on management. Y'all gotta realize the Nats aren't putting in a garbage time arm in that situation if it was a closer game. So the idea that we would have won if they didn't bring Matsui in is just a pointless argument. The reality is that none of our starting pitching can even go 5 innings consistently. Our bullpen is completely overworked in a stretch of games with no off days. They are impossible games to navigate. You just have to have starting pitching that can give you innings. This team simply does not have that. And Yuki Masui home runs allowed first 32 games, 2. Tonight, 2. So, should we be concerned about pitching? Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, we always knew since Michael King was out and Yu Darvish hasn't returned yet that we were gonna have to grind for a little bit until we get our. I'll call Yu Darvish a star. I don't know how he'll pitch, but he's one of our good pitchers, right? So we've always known that it had to be a bit of a not a struggle, but a grind to get through the rotation without any like huge hiccups. But I mean, Kolek has had up and down games. No one's surprised. I'm not going to say this was a horrible performance on his part. Nationals were putting balls into play. His defense wasn't great. Neither was Gavin Sheets. I mean, that first or the fourth inning, was it? Yeah, obviously I can just bring up the thing, but the fourth inning, if Kolek would have made a routine play and Sheets could have been a better outfielder, which will never happen, but if he could have been a better outfielder, I think that inning would have ended a lot quicker. But it didn't. So, I mean, obviously I'm not trying to say Kolek looked good today. He didn't look fantastic. His command was pretty icky. But again, Kolek has good games. He has bad games. He played good against the Dodgers. He played not that great against the Nationals. It's baseball. I think Berger will do better tomorrow, hopefully, because obviously we need him to. Hopefully Pivetta too. But yeah, I'm also not concerned about Yuki. I mean, that Josh Bell home run, I'm not calling it a fluke or anything, but it was definitely like at his eye, and he smacked it out. And James Wood's a good hitter, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it definitely wasn't a great Yuki day, but like I keep saying, our bullpen's overworked. I mean, the best part, Brian Hoeing, he looked good. We need him to look good. And David Morgan, he looked fine-ish, not really, but you know, he's still raw. But he did have 2 strikeouts. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, he's still young, but I'm a big fan of David Morgan, like I keep saying a billion times. So I guess we'll see how Ryan Berger does tomorrow. He needs to go at least 5 innings, at least, preferably 6. If he can throw a complete game shutout like Kolek did against the Rockies, that'd be great, but he's not. So yeah, we just got to find ways to keep our bullpen rested because right now they are beyond exhausted and we're not even halfway done with the season. So yeah, I mean our only really big relief pitcher that was like injured was Hoeing, and then like everyone else we have, you know what I mean? So like there's no one else we're waiting for relief wise, unless like Yu Darvish comes back, and that means we put Kolek in the relief pool or Berger in the relief pool. I don't know. We'll have to see, but we'll need to switch something up. I don't know if we need to trade for a reliever. If we do, I'm not going to hate the move depending on what we give up, but we need to think of something. And by we, I mean AJ Preller and Mike Shildt. But we need to think of something to do with the bullpen because they're exhausted right now, and we're not blaming them because they're pitching their butts off. But if we don't give them some rest, things are going to look ugly. I mean, luckily we haven't used Suarez in a while because he had control issues. I mean, Adam had control. Everyone had control issues right now, except for Morahone. I'm always team Morahone. But yeah, pitching, not really concerned. But yeah, I guess I kind of skipped over these ones. So you know what happened. Never bet against an ex-Padre. Now Josh Bell homers. It's 10-3 Nats. Abrams, Wood, and Bell combined for 8 for 14 with 7 RBIs versus the Padres tonight. You all know Padres are cursed by ex-Padres. It literally always happens. I mean, early in the year, we got like destroyed by Ryan Weathers pitching. So, yeah. I want to show you this, though. I'm always going to respect AJ for making that Soto move. Would have done it again, too. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, but it's going to suck seeing James Wood mash in the NL. Listen, like I've said before, I would have loved to have James Wood. CJ Abrams, I know he wasn't amazing for us when he played for us, but obviously he was still young, so more time he could have been better. So obviously it hurts. It absolutely hurts. I've watched Mackenzie Gore pitch more times than any other pitcher, I think, unintentionally. But let's be honest here. And if you say differently, you're a liar. We all wanted that Soto trade to happen. I was so hyped. I was there game 1 when Soto joined us and Brandon Drury hit that grand slam. That was the most hype I've seen Petco Park ever. You all know dang well you wanted that Soto trade. Yes, we only had him for a year and a half? Yes, the Nationals players are now good, but that's what you have to trade to get a generational player like Juan Soto. So obviously it's going to hurt. Hindsight is 2020. I don't know if I used that phrase correctly, but whatever. But obviously it hurts, but Juan Soto, while he wasn't amazing for us, and obviously that sucks, you would probably do that trade again if you were a GM. Now, I'm sure there's some people out there like, I would never do that trade. That was such a stupid decision by AJ Preller. He should have been fired. No. I mean, it hurts. Don't get me wrong, but no. I mean, the Nationals Twitter page was destroying the Padres. If you haven't looked at the Nationals Twitter, they destroyed us. But you know what? fair play. I'm glad that their players are doing good. But yeah, last thing I wanted to show you, though, like I said, the Tatis lawsuit. Just wanted to cover it real quick. So, if you saw on the interwebs, Tatis Jr. has filed a lawsuit in San Diego Superior Court against Big League Advance. Here's part of the press release sent out by the legal and PR team. I'll show you that in a sec. BLA is the company that offers promising young athletes, often from Latin American countries, an early payout in exchange for a percentage of their future earnings. And as you know, Tatis is going to make a lot of future earnings. So let me show you the lawsuit text. It's right here. That's a lot of reading. I'll let you pause the screen if you want to read it. But because I am a big fan of my best friend ChatGPT, I had it kind of summarized for us. ChatGPT, because the reading is hard. What this means, Fernando Tatis Jr., a professional baseball player, obviously, is taking legal action against a company called Big League Advanced, claiming they gave him an illegal loan when he was a teenager. He says BLA lied about being a legal lender and used shady methods to convince him and other young athletes, mostly from poor Latin American areas, to sign unfair loan deals, and he's now trying to hold them legally responsible, protect other young players from being taken advantage of in the same way. So obviously, what this means is Tatis is a hero, and he should be worshipped by us because he's an amazing person. I also saw that BLA was suing Franmil Reyes, or they did sue Franmil Reyes, if you remember Franmil Reyes, the Franimal. But yeah, that's not really. I'm not really obviously in the legal department. I'm not a lawyer. A lawyer. I said a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know exactly how all this lawsuit stuff works. Obviously, I know what suing means, but yeah, I thought I should cover it because obviously Tatis is the Padre, but it's not going to have any effect on this team. But, you know, we love all Tatis news. But yeah, just wanted to share you with that. Also, I want to share with you guys the Friar Faithful feed for tonight. Wrong button. Friar Faithful feed for tonight. Some Soto stuff and some other stuff. But two things can be true. You always trade for Juan Soto. You might regret it forever. And we might, let's be honest. I know, obviously, I guess I didn't really mention this. Juan Soto allowed us to get Michael King, Randy Vasquez, all those other people, and then I guess, in a way, Dylan Cease. So it's not like we, got destroyed and, it ruined our entire franchise. We made good pieces out of it, don't get me wrong, but obviously it's still going to hurt, because those guys have way more control than Michael King and Dylan Cease do. But Randy Vasquez has been pretty A-okay. I don't know where Johnny... I think is Johnny Brito injured? I forget. I think he is. But yeah. Back to this. Sorry. Screen. You ever think about the girl you fumbled growing up? Imagine that times 500. That's how the Padres fans feel watching James Wood. Low key, yeah, because he's really good, and we need a left fielder. If it takes a 10-6 loss to reinvigorate Tatis and Merrill, then I'm perfectly fine with it. Yeah, I mean, it's one game. Obviously, that's kind of toxic in the sense that we need to catch up in the rankings. But as long as we're winning series, let's just let things happen. And Tatis and Merrill getting hot are absolutely what we need. And like I said, Tatis would have had 10 home runs today. So if it takes a loss to get those players hot, we will take that. And you know what else I'll take? Your guys' opinions. Let me know how you feel about the Juan Soto trade. Do you hate it? Do you love it? Are you happy with the players we have now? Or do you wish we would have never traded for him and we could have had a good lineup? I think, again, like I said, you're lying if you said you didn't want Juan Soto. But how do you feel about our pitching? Do you think our pitching is in trouble? Do you think we need to make some moves? And then how do you feel about the offense? Do you think we had a bad game or it was bad luck today? Let me know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Where's my mouse? Right here. And of course, please, please, please subscribe. And as always, go Padres. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.